Hello, I'm Dave Goss, training developer at Tripp Lite, and I'd like to demonstrate how easy it is to use the SRCOOLnet web management accessory to remotely manage the SRCOOL12K portable air conditioning unit. Let's assume you've already installed your SRCOOLnet. You've connected it to the SRCOOL12K, plugged it into an AC outlet, configured it to your network, and determined its IP address. Now use the IP address to access the SRCOOLnet. You'll be prompted for your username and password, and after you've entered them, this Power Alert status page will appear in your browser window. The main screen shows you in real time what's going on with your air conditioner. At the moment, it's turned off. You can start the unit automatically from here. Now, based on our current set point of 75 degrees, it's going to be in idle mode. The fan, as you'll notice over here, is set to low. We can change the fan speed to medium, high, or automatic, and if we want to change our set point, we can do that as well. So if we need a little bit colder, we can drop the temperature so the unit will turn on and go into its cooling mode. One of the beautiful things about this unit is its true spot cooling capability. There's a thermostat on the side of the SRCOOL12K, but there's also an environmental sensor that ships with the SRCOOLnet. With the SRCOOL12K's included 10-foot tube, you can direct cooling to hot spots or wherever you need it to be. And instead of using the thermostat that's internal to the SRCOOL12K, you can use the remote environmental sensor and configure the SRCOOL12K to turn on, turn off, or operate based on the temperature of your spot-cooled area. So going back to the unit itself, the SRCOOL12K, you can tell when the device was installed and give it a name, location, and region. You can check its status from an operational standpoint, check its fan speed, operating mode, and you can enable or disable quiet mode, which makes the unit run a little bit quieter. You can check the return air temperature status and the water status. One of the great things about this particular unit, though, is that it doesn't have a water collection tank. Instead, it evaporates condensate and throws it out the hot air stream. The big brother to this unit, the SRCOOL33K, does have a water collection tank, so this water level indicator is only for that unit. On these other tabs, you can monitor and control just about anything you can imagine. You can enable and disable humidifying and dehumidifying modes, set remote and internal set point temperatures, which, as I mentioned before, you can also do on the main screen. You can tag your assets to keep track of your resources, monitor alarm states, set fan speeds, shut down the device, and keep track of important events, like whether any communications have been lost or any devices have been disconnected. Let's check out the Actions tab. In this area, you can set up automatic email notifications that go out every time temperature or humidity levels fluctuate abnormally, or every time a device is disconnected or reconnected, or every time the power button is pressed, or with the SRCOOL33K every time the water is full. You can also set up SNMP traps for those same events. So if you're using an SNMP management device, like our Power Alert network management software, you can have those events reported directly to it. Both of these, the email notifications and the SNMP traps, can be fully customized. If you want these events to be reported instantaneously, or if you want to put a 1-minute or 30-second delay on them, this gives you the flexibility to do that. In this area, you can control your device and tell it to shut down or turn on when any of these events are triggered. Again, complete flexibility. This next feature, in my opinion, is one of the best features of the SRCOOLnet. It can simplify your life while saving you time and money. This is scheduling. You can tell the unit to turn on and turn off at a particular time of day. Let's say it's nighttime. People are away and you don't need it as cool. You can tell the device to turn itself off, and you can schedule it to turn on again, maybe at 6 o'clock in the morning. Typically, things run a bit cooler at night after the sun goes down. Equipment doesn't run as hard as it does during the day, so you don't need to keep it as cool. This is the address book, where contact information is stored for people who should receive the email notifications we talked about earlier. Now let's look at the different types of logs. There's a data log, event log, and an accounting log. The event log stores events that happen with the unit itself, like when somebody presses a button on the front panel, the device starts up, or anytime it connects or disconnects from the device. The data log takes those events and puts date and timestamps on them. The accounting log keeps track of anybody who comes in here and makes changes. It records who logged in and who changed what. Down here at the bottom, you can set filters to make it easier to find certain events, like, for example, when you want to see every time the unit's fan speeds have been changed. The Preferences area is where you configure how the device talks on the network and how you can communicate with the network portion of this. You can come in through HTTP or Secure HTTP, which is HTTPS. If you want to come in through Telnet, Command Line, or SSH, those protocols are also available. SMTP, this handles your mail. It asks you for your email server address, what port it runs on, if your email requires a username and password, and any authentication methods you use to log into that email server. In here, you set up your network settings, IP, subnet, gateway, and in here is where your DNS server settings are, your primary and your secondary, and your host name. The security section is where you can change passwords, set up different users, and give them different types of privileges. The system area is where you can configure system settings and log system events. In this area, you can forward events to syslog servers, configure the settings for network time protocols, and schedule the pinging of other devices. And set it up so that if you don't get responses from those other devices, either from an NTP server or just from pinging another type of IP address, your network interface will restart. In this area, you can also do a factory reset on the network portion of the SRCOOLnet. You can reset all users or restart the interface. In the help section, you'll find everything you would expect to find: configuration information, the serial number of the unit, and the driver firmware version. And that's all there is to it. Thank you for your interest in Tripp Lite products. If you have questions about any of the information in this video, contact your Tripp Lite representative or our customer support department.